Don't you love the holiday season? The gift giving, the travel, spending time with family? Since this is such a special occasion, I decided to move the set to the fireplace. Now I know what you're thinking. Why isn't it on? Well, that's because Mom said no. But I'd argue that we can still have a lot of fun, even though it's cold as shit and like 40 degrees. One of my favorite holiday traditions is to watch movies. Now, I could always go over what exactly my favorite Christmas movies are, like The Santa Claus and The Santa Claus 2, A Tale of Two Chimneys, but I think that's boring. What I really want to talk about are bad movies, particularly my favorite bad movie. Bad movies are a vice that a lot of people indulge in, and I'm no different. I'm sick, twisted, and honestly deranged. Unhinged even. What if I told you that there's a movie so awful that you can link it back to history's greatest tragedies? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Well, I'm cold as shit, and so I want to move back to my room. So let's do that. I'm back. And I have a hat. It don't fit me too well. I got a big head. Big head, they called me. They pointed and laughed and said, big head, big head. I really don't know how to transition, but let's talk about Love on a Leash. Sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Love on a Leash is probably the most peculiar movie I've ever seen. Its lack of good really makes it stand out. Think of every element that goes into filmmaking that makes a movie really unique, and think about how your favorite movies incorporate those elements. Love on a Leash don't do any of that and I love it. This video review thing was really hard to structure because the movie doesn't follow a conventional structure, at least when it comes to basic storytelling. Take a Goofy movie, for instance. The main plot is that Max is taken on a road trip with his dad, and a strain is put on their relationship because they can't learn to properly communicate. While the main plot is going on, smaller character arcs are happening and resolving through the road trip. Like Max getting over his fear of becoming his dad, or even Goofy's fear that he needs to intervene in his son's life in order to steer him on the right path and keep him from becoming a criminal delinquent. It's these smaller plots that feel a part of the bigger story that help the movie flow. Love on a Leash has a huge problem in this regard. It doesn't follow basic story structure. What it does is every conflict will happen one after another, meaning a problem will start and quickly resolve, which will lead to the next problem starting and quickly resolving, some of which have no really connecting threads between the two. It makes this movie that's supposed to be an hour and a half feel like double its runtime. It's as if I started this review, and then when I started talking about the Goofy movie, I made a whole video telling you why the Goofy movie is really good. So what's the movie actually about? Oh boy. my favorite part. Basically, with a brief synopsis, this dog needs to make this woman fall in love with him. And the woman's plotline is that she's trying to find love and is failing at every opportunity she's given. And that's basically the plot. It's really straightforward and easy to understand, but the problem comes from all these twists and turns and conflicts that continue to happen one after another, that it's really hard for me to structure this video and talk about the story unless I just hit some story beats with you guys, which I'm going to do right now. All right, chat, this is my favorite bad movie. We're going to watch it together.
Okay, I do this anyways during movies. I like
No, don't worry. Your speakers are fine. This is the actual movie audio, like in the film. It's not finished. This movie has no music or sound design, but there's a f***ing composer credit. Now, my theory is that this movie was uploaded to Amazon, and it was. You can find it on Amazon. But in doing so, you have to submit forms of licensing and, proof that the music or the assets you're using are your own. And considering how low budget the movie is and how inept the director seems to be when it comes to anything, I'd imagine they didn't properly have the paperwork. And I can only guess that either the music was illegally used or they just didn't have contracts or paperwork to prove the music was their own, which is why there's no music on the Amazon version. I wanted to put this theory to the test, and so I bought it physical with my own money. I purchased this movie. I bought this terrible movie. And you know what the kicker is? It never showed up. I don't have the movie. The video needs to be made. You're gonna have to take my word on it. I have no way to prove it, but I assume I am correct, as I usually do. With that being said, the sound design, if you can call it that, is awful. It's so bad, dude.
Come back. Find a girl.
Girl?
If she only loves you, you may have a chance.
Find a girl? That's my specialty.
Get a girl? That's my specialty. That's gonna hurt my ears later. This movie is filled with bad dubbing, terrible fade-outs, and just weird sound effects.
I'm a dog driving in a car. I'm going to her house. We're gonna go far. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I can't afford it. Unless you're buying.
I'd rather kill myself.
No, it's because I'm sweaty. You see?
No, I know you're thinking, and no, I did not mess with the audio in any way. Throughout the whole point of this video, I have not even touched the movie when it comes to funny edits. It's the first scene and I've already gone on a tangent, so let's just go ahead and move on. So we're introduced to our main character. This is our main character, by the way. It's hard to tell because there's no establishing shots anywhere, and she looks bland as but whatever. Her goal is to find love, and she is just the worst at it. Not through any fault of her own either. It's like the whole world is just against her, and I just don't understand why. I'll really get into it later, but it seems like the director purposely made it a point to make this character look really unremarkable and just pitiful at times. And it's honestly kind of disheartening when this is your main character, and this is supposed to be a very feel-good movie. You don't feel good at all. Not to me, no. So the dog follows her home, and I'm not sure if you noticed, but why is everything green? Everything in this movie is green. Like the car, the clothes, the fucking house, it's all green. Now I'm going to make another assumption, and I did some research, and the director is from China. And in China, if I'm correct, green means horny, or at least lustful or something. But I can only assume that that was the purpose of this, considering the tones later in the movie. So again, don't quote me on that. Check my word on it, or take my word on it. The real point I'm trying to make is a lot of these decisions are deliberate. The director really did put care into making these decisions, and I just can't help but think, why? Why make movie bad? Why not make good movie? Movie really bad. It just really is weird that it seems like no care went into shot composition, writing, sound design, editing, you know? The real best part of this movie is the dog, who's voiced by Stephen Kramer Glickman, by the way. I don't know if you knew him. He's the guy from Big Time Rush. I thought his inclusion in the movie was kind of odd, but after writing this, I actually found an interview with him, and it kind of affirmed a lot of my suspicions, and some of them I hit right on the fucking nose, so that interview will be down below. And it's really cool that I found that. So it'll be down below. I know the script is everywhere and this video is everywhere, but that's how it feels to watch this movie. I genuinely don't know how to structure this video, and I'm trying to make it as fun as possible and coherent as possible, while also not giving too much away, because there's a lot that I really want you to experience for yourself and watch this movie for yourself. I forgot to mention this movie is free on YouTube. That's how you know it's I think what I'm going to do now is dissect the interactions that happen between the main character and the side characters, starting with the girl in green, whose name I forget genuinely. There are a few points in the film where our character has conversations over the phone with her friend and family members. Take this shot of her best friend, for instance. The shot is way too close to her face. Lighting doesn't work for the feel that they're going for, and the shots of Granny are either in this weird Dutch angle or they're not properly shot at all. Remember those subplots I brought up earlier? Well, a lot of those revolve around Green Gadget and then her interactions with male suitors that she goes on dates with, and then a few scenes later, she's done with them. Or they go away for a big chunk of the movie. It's very quick. It's boom, bam, done. No bullshit, no filler. It's over as soon as it begins. There are a total of 3 men that try to get with her in this movie, not including a secret 4th one. First are her boss and coworker, which are established in this scene. Later that night, she goes on a date with the Asian guy, and it lasts like 2 seconds, much like my dating life. Haha. Then we don't see any of them until later in the movie, when the boss harasses her, and then this 3rd guy comes up and acts really creepy toward her because her weird friend that is also in this movie, for some goddamn reason, sent him there. So now she's at dinner with his mom, and she says shit like this.
We must ask a specific request to any prospective stepmother. She cannot have any children of her own.
No children?
Yes. Furthermore, in order for her to not become pregnant, she must agree to have her tubes tied before the marriage.
So now that didn't work out, and now she tries to go out with this Asian guy again, but guess what? He's gay. But he wants to marry her and will allow her to f*** all she wants, and she naturally gets mad, as she would.
You're honest. Will you marry me?
Don't
Don't get me wrong. It would be in name only.
Name only.
After we're married, you'll still be free. You can date anyone you want. I mean, you can sleep with anyone you like.
What a cuck.
No. What I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not physically attracted to you. No, God, I'm sorry. What I mean is, I'm not attracted to any woman. All my relationships are with men.
You're...
Oh.
Yes.
Then why do
girl?
you marry me?
Exactly.
Hey everybody, real quick, I'm editing this right now. It's late, it's about to go up, but I just wanted to put this little trigger warning in for you because the next part of the film does talk about, or not talk about, but it does involve sexual assault, drug use, and suicide. And so I wanted to put this in there for a little trigger warning. If you're sensitive to that type of thing, this is the timestamp. You can skip there and we'll move on because the rest of the movie is very lighthearted up until that point. But I just want to put this in there because it's very weird and the tone is weird and it's very not okay that the movie even had this in the first place. But here's the timestamp in case you want to skip that. All right, back to the video. And he leaves, and then like later the boss comes in and tries to. There's a scene in this movie that is cut off by the dog, and that's not even it. She tries to kill herself, and so the dog has to get her help.
Resonance.
Better get well, or I'm gonna have to start. Rest.
You brought me an umbrella!
Mm-hmm.
You saved my life. From now on, no more men.
Go.
I'm gonna stay with you. Only you. We'll live together forever.
And then like her love turns him human, and now she's looking at this dog who's now a human. And instead of doing what anyone else would do and saying, nah, I'm out, and walking away, she the dog. She the dog. Doesn't that sound like a lot? And I'm gonna be real with you. We're only 27 minutes into this movie. There are still more movie. This is the beginning of the movie. I haven't even talked about the scenes with the dog, the Green Hornet's mom, the Green Hornet's mom's fat friend. There's so much more movie. Like earlier in the movie, this dog was approached by a talent agency for picking out clothes. And he didn't even pick out clothes, he just sniffed clothes. He's a dog. They pack so much into this movie that I couldn't possibly cover everything. But the important part of this movie is the relationship between Green Eggs and Ham and the dog. The dog is written really oddly. So after he turns human, he's split up between a human side and a dog side. And the dog side is a different character, straight up. First off, this is not Stephen Kramer Glickman. This is a guy. This is the dude. I don't know this man. Get him away from me. So yeah, his human self and his dog self are just two different people. The dog is an asshole and sarcastic and really self-aware.
What are you looking at?
Not much.
Well, the human side is very loving and caring and goes by a completely fucking different name.
I already have a name. My name is Alvin Fwang.
Well, okay, maybe something with a little more class.
Like Alvin Fwang. Prince. Prince, your dog. Lisa? Prince.
So there's this contrived bullshit that makes the dog turn human at night, and when the sun rises, he turns dog again. Because the lake turned him into a dog. Water pond. And I'm gonna be real, I'm pretty sure the human is out during the day sometimes. I just don't want to fact check myself. The switches between the dog and the human are so wacky and stupid that I couldn't even possibly really... I can't explain it. You gotta watch this, dude. Like, he turns into a dog and he goes to the talent agency and gets money, and she's like, oh, why are you getting money? You can't be doing that. And he's like, but how else am I gonna support my wife? I just want to make her some money. They both sound like that. That's not a bit. And then her mom and her stupid fat ugly friend is like, oh, we want to meet your husband. And he's like, nah, you can't meet me. I'm just trying to make some money. And then like they don't approve or something, and then like they want to prove he's a dog, and like they're too invested in her life, and it's a whole thing. I don't care about spoiling some things because it's like it's stupid and that's not the point. So wackiness ensues, and she tries to make the relationship work, and because that she doesn't stop the dog. You know what? This movie, this video, this character, especially this character, the Jolly Green Giant's stupid mom's stupid fat ugly fat bitch friend is the worst part of this movie. She's so annoying. She's the reason that a lot of this movie drags. Like, I'd be so much more happier walking outside and like getting hit by a car. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the point of this video is. I just wanted to catch up and make this video to share this movie that I really love. And I think you can get some enjoyment out of it too if you get some friends together, crack a few beers, and have a good time. Of course, during COVID, you can't do that, so just kind of do it over Discord or something. Zoom call it even. But if you live with your friends, crack a few beers and just have a jolly good time. We watched this over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Davie. And it was just a great time, and I really appreciate the support I've been getting there, and you should check it out if you are interested in that kind of thing. The gaming channel is down below, and my podcast is down below, and the support that we've been getting has been so great. I just appreciate and love you all, especially the love I got on that last Final Fantasy IX video. I really do appreciate you guys. And I know this video is stupid, but it's just a quick little thing before my next big project, so I appreciate and love you guys. With that being said, I know the holidays are scary right now. 2020 has not been a good year, and it's almost over, and 2021 sounds scary to some people. This year has been the most uncertain year in a lot of our lives, and a lot of bad, shitty things have happened, both in our homes and out of them. So I implore you to keep your head up high. Really just take care of yourselves and take care of the people you care about. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey guys, just real quick thing. A YouTuber by the name of Bird Martinez, or Erica Bird Martinez, unfortunately, her house was broken into and she was assaulted Both her and her husband were assaulted, and they are now in extensive care in the hospital, and it's looking like she's going to be a quadriplegic. It's a real trying thing. She's honestly such a good soul on the platform, and it's really shitty to see that her condition is like this. There's a GoFundMe that's going on, and I wanted to include it at the end of this video to try and show support and get them the help they need. And so the GoFundMe will be down below. I've already donated myself, and if you have extra funds to donate, then I think they would appreciate it. So with that being said, again, stay safe and